In this video we're going to look at one of the problems from our online stat book. This was a question at the end of calculating correlations. Often the challenge is often getting data into R. Here we've got these two variables x and y that we're worried about the correlation between the two, and you were given the challenge to use the formulas to calculate this in the formative assessment at the end of this section. Now here's something that sometimes can be done. If I grab this data, I'm going to copy that data, and then I'd like to go to my word processor and put that data in. Now this isn't a comma separated data anymore, it's a tabular separated data. In the previous examples we've built this as comma separated data. I need to save this, so File, Save As. I was able to just grab it. Notice that I'm saving it in my documents and in my R folder. That's where I'm keeping all of this kind of stuff. And I've actually already saved it right there. I saved it as an online stat book core.txt. So I'm going to need to remember that name. Online stat book core.txt, or whatever name you choose to make that. Okay, so I've saved that data. Now let me come and start R. Okay, remember I want to be sure that I'm working in the right working directory. It's the wrong place for me, so I'm going to change that. And remember that this differs with the platform that you're working in. Documents R. Okay. Let me just check and make sure I'm working in the right place. Okay, there it is. Now, because this wasn't a comma separated data, I'm going to need to use a different command. ReadTable is the more general command, actually. And if you remember, the name of that file that I had saved was oops, let me get it here, was online statbook core.txt. Now in this case I really need to say that header is equal to true, because remember in that document it had a header of capital X and capital Y. So there it is. Let me just pull this up so we can look at it. There it is. It pulled it in well as a data frame. Now remember, it hasn't done anything with it, because all that I ask it to do is just read that in. Let me just make up a name for that. I'll call it core for right now. Oh, I'm going to use an up arrow so it just pulls up that last command that I just had, and then a core. What I want to do is store that data frame into this object core, and so there it is. Now when I call core, it shows me the data. Remember that command that gives you the head of the core? It gives you the first 6 lines as well as shows you what the header are. So here I've got headers of capital X and capital Y. Our object is core, so if I looked at core capital X, then it gives me that first column of data, and core capital Y gives me that second column of data. So now it would be very easy to plot core capital X comma core capital Y. So my X value in the plot is going to be that capital X vector, and the Y is going to be the capital Y vector. Let me just pull that over so you can see it. It looks to me like there's a positive correlation. I've practiced that simulation in the book, and it looks to me like this would probably be maybe a 0.5 correlation or something like that. Get good at estimating a correlation by seeing the picture, and there's that practice in the textbook. So what we'd like to do is actually calculate that correlation. You've studied the formula for that, but the command is COR, all lowercase, and what we're interested in doing is looking at the correlation between X and Y, and there is a correlation of 0.474, so on. Okay, so what we learned in this video was how you can sometimes grab data from some other source just by copying and pasting it. Often that's going to be tabular separated data, and we learned this other command, the read.table command, and the importance of including a header on that if there is one. Alright, hope that's helpful.